Hello, friends. If you're struggling out there in your business and life, we are going to help you understand the laws of the universe in this video and how you can start using them to take advantage of your life and make things happen in your life versus having them work against you and just spinning your wheels. And if you're currently watching this video, it means that you're spinning your wheels and you're struggling and you need to know what is going on with the universe and how these laws function and use them to your advantage versus disadvantage. So if you want to know about that, we're going over it right now. Okay, let's go over these laws, the laws of the universe. So how I like to think of this is like kind of like God and the universe, the higher power. It's like we're all of these laws are basically operating in life every day. I'm not the creator of it. I'm just studying it more and more depth and teaching it to you guys because it's like they're either working for us or against us. So we might as well have them work for us. Why not, right? Versus against us. So the first law I'm going to go over is the law of perpetual transmutation. It states that energy moves into physical form. The images you hold in your mind most often materialize in results in your life. And you've heard me talk about this so many times. Like we're doing this every day. Like when we see our partner, and all the things that bug us about the partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, or even kids, and you see more of it. Like whatever you see, you just end up seeing more of it. So why don't we use this to our benefit versus to our frustration, So a couple examples of like how this perpetual law of transformation can affect your life is like your reality and is really truly what you're thinking in your brain, your reality is shaped by that. So you'll see it in your external world, right? So when I believe that I am an amazing photographer that deserves and is worthy of getting paid 4,000 minimum for an event, I'm going to receive that, right? Because I see it, believe it, and I see like I'll attract it in my life, my external life. The outside reality will, essentially bring it to me because I'm thinking about it all the time. Same thing if I'm frustrated with my boyfriend or my kid and I just can't see anything other than the frustrations, I'm going to see that in my external world more and more and more and more. But if I see like the kind gestures that they do, the little thoughtful notes that they write, the ways in which they show love to me, like I'm going to get more of that. Like my kid is such a great example because I joke with him. I'm like, oh my God, your toys are like the freaking homeless shelter. Like, we need to clean this up. And I get so frustrated. And last night I told him that. And I'm like, I just really stressed out with all this clutter. We need to clean it. And he goes, Mommy, I think that someone delivered something to you. It's a card. And it was literally a card that he had made that said, I love you, Mommy. And it's like, if I just focused on how sweet and loving he is, I would just keep getting more of it. But he's like such a great example of like, he knows to focus on the positive and then he'll get more positive because what happened when I got that little note? I said, I love you. And I'm sorry for yelling at you. And I appreciate you. So he got more love from the love note that he gave me, right? So when you see in your head all the things that you want to have externally, it will start to show up. All right, the law of relativity. Nothing is good or bad, big or small, until you relate it to something else. Practice relating your situation to much worse, and your situation will always be good. This is so true, right? We are so frustrated that our business isn't going a certain way, or you don't have enough money for whatever it is that you want. But instead of being frustrated or irritated that you don't have enough, be thankful for the money you have to pay your bills because you really could have none at all. Right? You could be homeless. One of the big things actually recently we've come encounter with is the fires in LA. Like it's just horrific Armageddon. Like my heart really aches for this world right now, but I truly believe that it's all happening for a reason and it's going to serve us because those are the thoughts that I want to condition into my brain. And I mean, I was brought to tears like in bed every night, just thinking like, my God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for my bed, my sheets, my son being next to me, like him being safe in my arms, like for my boyfriend, for our jobs, for our ability to have insurance, even though it's expensive, like for the ability for me to have more shoots, to work with my clients. Like, thank you, because people literally lost everything. And And the saddest thing is like California, you guys that don't live in California, you don't know how the insurance companies, because the fires, they've just pulled out or they've caused us to pay double, right, for fire insurance. And it's just horrific. And this is like, it's happening every year. Like these fires happen every year. And it's just really, really, really sad. And my heart was super heavy. And I just prayed and I was so grateful for my blessings, like that I had a warm bed that I can close my eyes in. People were staying, God only knows where, like in hotels, spending even more money, and like family members, like, and they're just everything burned down to the ground, like everything, like your baby's memories, your baby's like everything, like just the little shoes that you're saving, like the memorabilia. But I mean, you realize that you have your life and you have your health and you have your home, and these are all true blessings. So just know, for everything that happens, there's an opposite, and it can always be worse. So just be so grateful and thankful that you have the blessings that you have, and you will continue to get more. And yes, because, the law of opposites we'll get into, it's like you're always going to have the good and the bad, but for every bad, there's always a good. There's always a silver lining to it. Like everything, it's always there and meant to serve you. And God has always got your back. Like whatever you believe in, God, the universe, whatever, always has your back. I believe in God. And I truly have that faith that He's there working for me day in and day out. And I just really try and operate. I know I'm not perfect, but operate from gratitude because I want to get more blessings because I'm greedy in that sense. But I always want to give in return. I'm not that greedy. Okay, law of vibration. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. Conscious awareness of vibration is called feeling. Your thoughts control your paradigm and your vibration, which dictates what you attract. When you're not feeling good, become aware of what you are thinking. Then think of something present. So we've talked about this before multiple times, like your vibe is so important. Your thoughts create your vibe, and your vibe creates your reality, right? So examples of the law, just kidding, that should say vibration, not relativity. Thoughts, feelings, actions, results. Remember to be in control of your thoughts or they will dictate your external world. So I recently talked about this in a video where I feel like I was kind of in lack mentality, just kind of negative. I was frustrated on numerous things. And on it, to be honest, like I've been kind of down because I feel like a lot of people I know are getting sick or unhealthy and stuff is happening. It's just kind of heavy stuff. And then the fires. So just kind of like really thinking in lack versus abundance. And so like if I was to look at the friends that recently have been diagnosed with cancer, like what I should think of, right? Because your thoughts create your vibe, right? Because they give you feelings and actions and will give you results, right? I should really start to think about how, which I try to, right? But I have to like stop myself and say it over and remind myself, like, I'm healthy. I feel great. I'm working out. I'm eating well. Like, I'm thinking well. I'm vibrating well. Like, I am well. And just because someone else is sick doesn't mean I'm going to get sick, right? Because it's like an underlying fear I have, right? Even though I do have insurance because I'm not stupid. And if I was to get sick, I would get a check to help me recover. So it's like disability insurance. But it's like, you have to be mindful of your thoughts because like if you're thinking scary negative thoughts, like you're going to attract it, right? Because thoughts create feelings, feelings create actions, actions create results in your life. And I don't know how my friend she's going to have to do some work going through this cancer treatment. But the good news is positive thoughts that I'm having is that her team, part of her cancer team, she has a counselor. And I think, because I don't think that, and this is kind of a negative thought, but I'm not sure, since we're so close, if my counsel will help. I think it's going to take a licensed clinical professional to help her kind of cope with everything. And I'm going to remind her every time I see her, like, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. Even though it's hard, she can get through it. Through God, all things are possible. And God is here to help her and bless her. Like, it's not the end of the world. This is not the end. There's so much more. And just be grateful and thankful. She caught it early. She's got a team. She's got support. There's so many things. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so the law of vibration, you're vibrating from a positive place and you're going to get positivity back. But if you're vibrating from scarcity and lack of mentality, you're going to get that. And it really sucks. Like, I mean, I can only imagine how her thoughts are racing. And like, I keep telling her, like, just
just think about the good stuff. Like think about what you have to live for, all the things, right? So those are some examples of the law of vibration, but it should say instead of relativity vibration there. All right, law of polarity. Everything is an opposite: hot, cold, up, down, good, bad. There would be no inside to a room if there was no outside to a room. Constantly look in the good in people and situations. And when you find it, tell the person. People love compliments, and positive ideas in your mind will make you feel good. Remember, good ideas mean good vibrations, like we just talked about. When you're in a good vibration, you're going to attract things to you. We just talked about that. So always look for the good in everything, and you will shift your vibration to attract it. People love working with happy, positive people versus negative Nancy's. So I just talked about this with the gratitude of the fires. But a good example of this is like when, okay, let me tell you a story. This was a good one. So, oftentimes when I work with my families, there are very strong, it's funny, I must attract strong women because of who I am, because I have oftentimes CEOs, CFO, like just people C suite. And there was a woman that had twins, and she had, it was at, we were doing the service photos, and she had come in, and I have like little icebreakers I do to kind of build rapport when I'm shooting and stuff, getting to know people. And I'm like, okay, so one of the questions was the twins, because they're not identical. So I was like, are you guys identical? Obviously not, right? So who was born first? And I remember she heard me say that, and she was definitely under stress, because it can be stressful just getting all the kids out the door and the husband fighting, blah, blah, blah. Stuff I don't know about, right? But they don't want to show it to me because I'm a vendor. So she was like, don't ask that. They hate that question. Like it doesn't matter. And I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, no problem. Michael, let's start with, basically I went straight into business mode, and I was like, no problem. Noted. I will, take whoever, I forget their names, like Allie first. And so I started photographing her, and I was like, oh, you look great. You're going to do awesome today. I just went into straight up positive language, right? I was like, I could have really freaked out, shut down, and like it could have gotten really bad if I did that. But like I just went straight into no problem. Gotcha. Sir, yes, sir. We got this. And I made the girls feel so comfortable. And then I threw mom and dad in, and I made them feel comfortable. I made jokes and laughed. And I was like, you guys are great. It's going to be an amazing day. I went into all the things that I have talked about. And what ended up happening, I had her in the palm of my hand, and she absolutely adored me. I was like, sir, yes, sir. What can I do? What picture do you need? I'm here. I got you. This is like what I'm here for. And it was just like, that's what people want. Sometimes they've got issues and frustrations in their life, and they don't need someone to amplify those issues and frustrations. What they need is someone to be like, I hear you, I see you, I got you, right? And what does that do in return? It gives you a ton of freaking business. Like I literally, it's how I operate in my career, my photos. Like I feel like I should do a video on this, on like just a day in the life of me at an event, because you'll see how much fun I have and how engaged I am with the clients and the people, like the clients and their friends and family. And they always love me. They always are so like, that freaking photographer is so fun and awesome, because I come from this law of like gratitude and all the laws combined, law of polarity, rhythm, vibration, all of them. It's like I know how they work, and so I use them to my advantage, and I just try and stay in that place of gratitude and service, and it all comes to you. It really does. It's super easy. It's really not hard. And when you tap into these and you start using them to your advantage to shape and construct your life, you will see like the whole world opens up. It's amazing. It's so amazing, and it's so fun. Okay, law of rhythm states that the tides go out, the tide comes in. Night follows the day. Good times, bad times. That's how it is. When you are on a downswing, do not feel bad. Know that the swing will change and things will get better. There are good things coming. Think of them. All right, so the examples of law of rhythm. When things are not going your way, know that an upturn will come. So think of something opposite and focus on that to turn your situation around in business and life. The setback is setting you up for the opposite. So in 2023, I had a really tough year. Numerous reasons, personal and whatnot. I had to make a few decisions, and it was super hard. Okay. I don't need to go into the details of it all, but mostly personal and just the economy, blah, blah, blah. Right. It was literally the setup for 2024. It was such a bad year, 2023, that I literally I doubled my income in 2024. And I had so many things happen that just set me up for a great year. And we're going into 2025 and we're guns blazing. We're going for it. Right. And I just remember thinking in 2023 over and over and over again, 2024 is going to be a million times better. It's going to be a million times better. Like I just kept thinking like we have to get through 2023 and it's the set up for 2024. So it was my setback for my setup, right? So when things are going bad, what you need to do is you need to be like, okay, awesome. We got this. Because you know what it means is it means I'm gonna get set up for something great. Like my friend, like she's going through cancer, and it's like it's a setup for her success the next year or the next like once she's done. Like it's going to be something that is going to take her out, and she's going to have a lot of time to think and a lot of time to reflect, and she's going to have an amazing next year. I know she will. I'm going to help plant it in her brain. Okay. So that's a law of rhythm. Just know when you're going through rough times that good times are coming. Every door closes, a new one opens up. I know it doesn't sound like fun to think about when you're in the midst of it, but I promise you, like, oh my God, 2023 was so brutal. And I just kept saying, I've had like an 18-year run of awesomeness. And honestly, I think I forgot some of the hard times in those years, but I can't remember telling myself I'm due for a freaking setback, but it was set me up for 2024 because I did all these things that I just changed and everything shifted, and it was just such a blessing. Like, I mean, I wouldn't change anything in my life. Like, I mean, maybe some financial investments because I really could have been set up. But like, if I had changed those, I probably wouldn't have my son. And my Macy is like the biggest blessing of my whole life. He's just so wonderful. So anyway, that is the example of the law of rhythm. All right, law of cause and effect. Whatever you send into the universe will come back. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. Say good things to everyone and treat everyone with total respect, and it will all come back. Never worry about what you are doing, what you are going to get. Just concentrate on what you can give. This is so true. And this is like how I've run my whole business. And I'll explain. So here are a couple of examples of the law of cause and effect. If you gossip and talk about other people, it will come back to bite you. Karma. What you put out, you get back. So I yeah, I never talk smack. I just really try not to talk smack because it just always comes back. I've had two clients in my whole life of 20 plus years being in this industry, photography, and I've had two clients that were kind of difficult. And honestly, I went above and beyond to do everything that I could to make them happy. And they weren't happy. I think they weren't happy with how they looked or whatever reason. And that's fine. But I knew that there's nothing else I could do. I did everything I could do. And I remember talking to the planner, and yeah, the client never hired me again, which was a blessing in disguise because I think I would have said I was busy because I just didn't want to deal with it again. It wasn't the right match. It wasn't the right vibe, but I gave them, a great, whatever. I gave them a great product. And had I not taken the high road and not talk smack, like the planner, she had come to me and said, like, yeah. And I'm like, I know she was just kind of tough. Like I would say she was just kind of tough. And I did everything I could to make her happy. I didn't want to give her money back. It's not fair to me. I tried to make her look better in the pictures, but I think she had body conscious stuff. And so I never said anything bad other than like, yeah, she was just kind of tough, but nothing bad. Right. And the planner was like, yeah, I think she was just going through stuff with her husband. And I actually had another client that came up to me. She's like, oh, Marcy, like, she's like, my friends are kids with their friends. And so she might be here. And I was like, it's okay. Like, it's no big deal. Like, I know it's a small community and there's no bad blood with me, so I'm kind of nice to everyone. And it turned out she didn't go for whatever reason. Her husband showed up. And honestly, like I was nothing but kind and nice. And I never even spoke to him. I was like, oh, I'm like, how are the kids? And I was like, oh, they're going to college and this and that is amazing. Like I just was really positive and kind and upbeat and left him with a great impression. And had she been there too, I would have done the same with her. I'm like, how are things? Like, are you good? Good. I'm like, if you need anything, let me know. Like I'm here and happy to help in any way that I possibly can. And I mean, I tell you, a couple clients have actually had like push me to kind of talk a little bit about other people. And I'm like, no, I'm like, they're great, like they're fantastic. I've never had a bad experience. Even like sometimes planners, they'll have a difficult time with clients. And it's like crazy because I'm like, dude, I'm like, I think you guys deal differently with me or than I do with them because I've never had bad experiences. Like in this one client recently, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could hang out with her more. She actually just emailed me the other day and I said, I want to catch up and say hi. They were so great. And the planner had a tough time with her. So there are going to be people that are going to be tough, but as long as you don't engage in the gossip, it's going to be beneficial for you in the long run because I tell you, people, I don't think they could find, well, they might probably be able to find dirt on me somewhere. But as far as my business goes, my clients, I'm happy and grateful that they allow me to be part of their special day, and that's what they will hear front to back from every single vendor. I will not engage in gossip because I do not want it to come back because you just never know. Like, I am not trying to like wreck my career. No. And I've been doing this for 20 plus years. And I've had people say that, so and so said they were like evangelical about me hiring you because you provided such excellent customer service and experience that they said that there's nobody better. So I want that for you guys. And this is just an example of cause and effect. Do not gossip. Do not talk smack. What you put out, you get. Karma is a bee. Okay. Okay. Last one that I'm going to cover is the law of gender. And it states every seed has a gestational or incubation period. Ideas are spiritual seeds and will move into form or physical results. Your goals will manifest when the time is right. No, they will. You might not know the time, but the law does, and the law dictates that it must move into form at the right time. So, examples of the law of gender. Know the universe has perfect timing. It is all happening for you, not against you. When you are ready, it will come. Think about it. If you won $20 million in a day, when you have the 20,000 in credit card debt, could you handle that 20 million? Odds are most likely you couldn't. I think the stats are most multimillionaires, I guess, that win the lotto lose it, as a select few that can handle it. So just know that the universe is setting you up to be prepared so you can handle whatever it is that's coming to you. For example, if you were to say, I want to have a multi-million dollar corporation or company and you're only at 50K right now, could you handle a multi-million dollar corporation? I don't think so. Your business is going to break. So wherever you are, plant the seed. Know that it has a gestational period, just like having a baby and bringing that baby to fruition. You have to grow the baby and incubate it. And when it's ready to come out, it comes out. And then you have a whole new set of things that you got to work through once that baby comes out. So just know that the universe is setting you up, God, for success. And if you're not failing, you're not learning. So know that it will come in the time that it's supposed to come and that you are learning all the things necessary to make sure that you can handle it and that the blessing will be a blessing and not a curse. All right. So there you have it. The laws of the universe. These are the ones I just wanted to go over. I hope it helped give you some understanding of how you can utilize the laws of the universe and the things that govern our world to your advantage and to serve you versus like hurt you and cause grief in your life. But even know that if you are experiencing challenging times, it just means you have to grow and that there's something better on the other end. All right. So if you got some value, make sure to comment down below, like and subscribe, and reach out if you want to know more about how we can help you create a life and business that you love and have the success that you want to have and go beyond six figures. If that is something you want to do, we'd be happy to help. So just let us know, reach out, we can schedule a call and chat about it. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. And I enjoy doing this stuff for you guys. So make sure to like and subscribe to grow the channel and get this out to more people. And until next video, I'll see you then. Bye, guys.